Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Research AI Tools, where research, technology, and artificial intelligence come together to make your academic and professional work smarter, faster, and more visually engaging. Last week, we utilized this GPAI tool in order to generate a set of problems that can assist students in practicing the numericals assigned by their teacher. In today's video, we will explore another appealing option given on the GPAI website, that is visuals, which can be used to create flowcharts, diagrams, and illustrations. In research and education, we often have excellent ideas, valuable findings, and complex concepts, but communicating them effectively is a completely different ballgame. Sometimes one good visual can explain what several paragraphs cannot. In today's video, we are going to explore a particularly useful AI powerful tool known as GPAI Visualizer. We will see how it can transform a simple textual data into an attractive visual that can be used in presentations, research papers, proposals, lectures, and other academic concepts. First, we will have to see why visuals matter in presentations and research. A large block of text may contain all the necessary information, but it can be difficult to follow. A well designed diagram, on the other hand, can immediately establish relationships between different concepts. First things first, you can reach out to this tool using the URL that is shown in front of you. Once you reach here, you can click on the visuals. Now there are two options right in front of you: figure and canvas. In today's video, we will discover the figure part, and in the next upcoming couple of videos, I will have a detailed exploration of how the canvas option works. Now, once you click on the figure part, you can see that there are a couple of options available in front of you, and that tells you what kind of figures GPAI specializes in: 3D surface plot, free body diagrams, vitamin B12, curve cycle, etc. Now, once you reach here, you can see that there are a couple of options available in front of you. So for today's video, we will keep the AI model auto. Now here you can see there is a reference window available, and I will let the audience briefly know what this option does. For example, if you came across a research paper or a document which includes a diagram that impresses you a lot, and you want your paper diagram to look exactly like that, so you can upload that particular file of the document here, and this will let GPAI know what kind of diagram you like. It will just copy the style of the diagram to prepare your own diagram. Now comes the prompt part, the most essential part, that is the prompt. Now, in my previous videos, as you can understand, that I'm a very strong advocate of using an ensemble set of AI tools and models to come up with the right prompt. For today's video, in order to generate a classic problem or the classical diagram rather, we can leverage the services of ChatGPT. Now, once you go to the ChatGPT, you can just write in your own words what kind of diagram you like. For example, I just entered a very basic two-liner prompt that I want a diagram that uses a digital twins for automated tumor segmentation and classification from medical images. What ChatGPT gave is a very, very comprehensive and a clear prompt that is right in front of you. It is very, very detailed and comprehensive. In the first part, it is clearly telling us in the prompt that what should be the flow of the diagram, and followed by what kind of options and what kind of services does the diagram should provide. For example, it should provide a 3D visualization of tumor morphology, feature extraction, simulation, and etc. And then it is also telling us what kind of classification should the diagram show. For example, the tumor should be benign or malignant. So let's just copy this prompt right in front of us. And then once we copy this particular prompt, now we again go back to the GPAI main page, and then we will paste this particular prompt. Once we paste this particular prompt, then click on the generate button. Once you click on the generate button, since the prompt is quite comprehensive in nature, you have to give it a couple of moments in order to really process this particular prompt and then give you a output. Now, before giving you a detailed output, it is asking you to enter some more settings. For example, what would be the primary color palette? And it has given you three options: medical blue and teal, grayscale with single accent color, and multicolor scientific. And layout emphasis, strictly linear, hub and spoke. So these are a couple of options that are in front of you. And then once you click here, there are also a couple of more options. For example, the diagram aspect ratio. So if you want the diagram to be pasted in PowerPoint, then this would be useful, best for journal papers. And as you can see, the options are very helpful for you as well. And based upon the requirement of the research paper or your teacher or your supervisor, you can select these settings. So for today's video, we can keep the settings as it is, but I would really recommend the audience to just play around with these settings to know what kind of settings suits your working environment the best. And once you click on all these settings, now as you can see that it is in the process of generating the diagram. So just allow it a couple of more minutes to really come up with the diagram. And let's click on the diagram. And as you can see, it is an excellent diagram to be presented in your research paper. For example, if you are presenting in a conference, or if you are rather presenting it to the audience. For example, if you are a medical professor or an engineer working in a biomedical field, this diagram is really great to use. And once it has been generated, you can clip the diagram or you can download it using this particular button. And once you click on the button, as you can see, it has been downloaded in the PNG format. So this was the first diagram that we discussed. And now again, you can go back to the main GPAI page, and from the drop-down menu, you can select the flowchart. And as you can see, there are a couple of more diagrams available. So you have selected the flowchart, and again, from the same problem, I can, extract the prompt from the chat GPT. And once I have generated the prompt from the chat GPT, I have pasted this particular prompt in the window. And now, as you can see that the prompt has now been changed to create a flowchart, because we intend to create a flowchart for our research paper. And again, I have kept the problem as it is so that we can compare the output. And once we have pasted the prompt, again, I have clicked on the generate button. And once I click on the generate button, again, allow it a couple of more moments to, come up with a flowchart. And as you can see that it is in the process of generating the flowchart. And make sure to give a couple of follow prompts to the chat GPT so that it can generate the prompt of your own choice before entering the finalized prompt in the chat GPT window. So just we will wait for a couple of more moments to see what kind of a flowchart it can provide us. And again, in the meanwhile, we can also see what kind of options do we have, and we can generate the graphs as well as other 3D model diagrams. And as you can see that the flowchart has been generated, and it starts from brain MRI data all the way from to the digital twins update. Image pre-processing has been used, feature extraction block has been given, and you can enter a couple of follow prompts to really refine that. And once you click on the download button, again, it is in the PNG format and it has been downloaded successfully. So there you go. These were the two diagrams that we intended to discuss today. And I hope that this was pretty useful for everyone involved. So again, flowcharts are useful when we want to communicate a process or methodology, sequence or relationship. And perhaps the most important lesson is in today's lecture is, don't use visuals simply because they look attractive. Use them because they make your message easier to understand. Whether you're preparing a research paper, thesis, conference presentations, lectures, proposals, or project report, the right visual can make a significant difference in how your audience understands and remember your work. That's the real power of AI assisted visualization. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Research AI Tools, and share it with the students, researchers, colleagues, and anyone interested in using AI to improve their academic and research work. And that is all for today's video, and I'll see you in the next video.